And with that, we shall make an engagement roll. Because you look to bring down Asher Thrupp. First question, is this plan especially bold or daring?
Yes.
I would say so.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Definitely.
We're peddling a fake urban legend artifact. That's pretty bold.
Does this plan exploit a vulnerability or hit your target where they're weakest?
Oh yes, this guy believes that this thing is legit, so...
Yeah. Be a
Any of your
shame if
friends...
something were to happen.
Can any of your friends or allies provide assistance?
Retroactively, Salia.
I'll say that that's the additional info you got there.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So that's... Okay, and are there any other factors you would like to consider?
Weaving the web.
And
I absolutely love weaving the web.
yeah, puts him at 4. He's also working alone, so also had a... Oh, okay, so we start out with a success with a complication on a pretty awful engagement roll. Okay.
This isn't good.
Obviously, I'm going into this with a couple of things here. One, I do want Storyteller approval on.
Mm-hmm.
I have a load item that's blueprints. Now, generally speaking, blueprints are for buildings.
For any feat of engineering.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm if I could use it for something. Okay. All right, so I'm... if we can... would this count as a flashback, since this is probably a little bit further in the past, or...
Could I help with it by any chance? With your flashback with blueprints?
You can take +1 on your roll.
Yep, and then this will be 2 stress for me.
It'd be 2 stress for you, yes, and 1 stress for assisting 2 sparks.
Okay.
Yep. You get a +1 in your roll.
So basically what happens here is, to help Sparks out, I basically track down Iruvian blueprints for a relatively... It's one of those rifles that looks a lot more expensive than what it really is. So it's one of those things he can definitely start modeling an expensive looking thing with it.
Okay, absolutely. So yeah, mark that off, and you are aware that Asher himself generally takes lunch at the same location daily. It's very much a showing off that he is this aspirational new money by going to the Golden Plum in the more upmarket part of Six Towers.
Let's go ahead and get that roll, and then I'm gonna meet this fellow.
What are you rolling?
Nah, I'm waiting for the roll to make the thing.
Oh. What do you mean? You choose the roll?
I'm not making it. I just handed over the blueprints.
Oh, okay. So yes, it's up to you. Now, I'm gonna. So yes, it's up to you if you want to make a start on Sparks, if you want to make a start on creating something.
Should I mention what it does now?
I think we'll do that at the big reveal at the end.
Right. Okay. So I presume I just start. If I've got the blueprints, I'll draw over them, but in a like a red pencil or something. I'm drawing over like potential ways I could make it a little less likely to work than it should, and make a couple slight adjustments to the mechanisms, should I say.
Absolutely.
It will look like I will potentially try and make it look like an Iruvian legendary rifle.
Yeah, for sure.
As I can.
Yeah.
But I'll be changing a couple things.
Enhancements.
Enhancements, exactly. Add an extra, I don't know, like an extra lens or two to a scope on it or something.
make me a check.
Yep. I'm presuming that will be a tinker.
Absolutely, yes.
What I'm doing.
So as you leave, very nice. As you leave your newfound safe house, you're aware of Sparks pulling on a pair of goggles, firing up an electroplasmic blowtorch, and as he works just in the center of the floor, as sparks begin to fill the room. And Gabriel, where are you going? What are you doing?
I'm going to meet our new friend, Mr. Thorpe, I guess, for lunch.
Make your way up to Six Towers in the west of the district, where it's bordering into Coleridge. Charter Hall. Get there eventually. You see the Golden Plum itself, a very, very nicely appointed restaurant. Multiple accolades adorn the sign outside, and inside there you can see the maitre d' in a three-piece suit, the tailcoat, who stood at the welcoming podium with a reservations book in front of him.
At this point, I think I probably would have called ahead with my fine cover identity.
Absolutely.
So Gabriel is still somewhat standardly dressed, but it is very much more like somebody that may have just spent a lot of time in Iruvia here recently. So he goes, reservation for Thomas L. Mickey, please.
The maitre d' checks down the list and taps the book. Is it very good, sir? Would you like to follow me? And leads you over to a table. It's seated for two, but he pulls the chair out for you. Places both a bound wine list and daily menu in front of you. And would sir like to hear the specials? And
so I'm gonna kind of pick up the menu and look around to try and see if I can't make visual contact with Thorpe here.
It doesn't take you long before not only do you see him, you also hear him. As he sat at a table not entirely unlike yours for two, evidently some kind of assistant in business that sits opposite him. As he very, very loudly and obnoxiously orders several items from the menu and chooses. Unlikely Gabriel would know, but Lottie, in all likelihood, would know, wines that are not suited to what he has ordered. there's a dessert wine in there, and despite the fact he's ordered fish, he has gone with a red.
I think even Gabriel would know that second one at the very.
Yeah. However, looking at them, they both carry hefty price tags. This is just a showboat.
And he goes, I will need a moment to decide. I do apologize. It is my first time here. And Gabriel's speaking, not super loud, but certainly loud enough to be heard by a room.
Absolutely. He nods too. You see the maitre d' kind of gets the attention of one of the servers, and he's and sort of indicates when he's ready, and goes back to his podium, his place.
Before that, let me finish what Gabriel was saying. I just came back from Iruvia. It's been a while since I've seen a wine list like this, so I will need a moment or two.
Oh, of course, and if Sir has developed the taste for it, there are several very, very good Iruvian brandies on the second page. And he, at that point, he does the little routine with the visual cues to one of the servers, and you are aware that that Asher himself is kind of looking back over his shoulder towards you.
I give him a nod of the head to acknowledge that I have seen him looking over at me. And then it's at this point I kind of produce a set of papers. Now, what these papers are essentially, they are weapons deals. Each paper contains basically like the specifications of a weapon.
Oh, okay. Make me a check.
Ooh. You know what? I think this is a case for study because I feel like this is something that...
Absolutely, yeah.
Basically, I'm creating research documents, essentially.
Yeah.
And I am gonna push myself here because I want 3 dice for this. Is this, I'll just put risky here. I'm not super...
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, this is the start and the play. Very nice. He takes a moment, kind of nods to his associate and goes and makes his way over towards your table, and leans on the back of the opposite chair and is, I see that you're in business. Fine. I see that.
Yes. I am a weapons dealer of sorts. Just spent some time in Iruvia picking up some really nice antiques, quite frankly.
Yeah. He feigns something of a indifference to it. He's, oh, right, yeah, got a couple myself. Pretty good. I'd say I've probably got the best collection in Dusk. Just.
Oh, well, I might have maybe some stuff that you're interested in here, and then that's when Gabriel kind of organizes these. The specific one, though, that obviously Gabriel spent the most time working on, isn't the top one. That's a little too suspicious. It's going to be like the third or fourth one. Obviously, I acquired more than I could possibly ever turn at a museum or something. If you're a private collector, feel free to look through. I have no problems selling to private collectors, if you are one.
Oh, I'm a expert private collector. Takes the documents from you and begins leafing through. You can't help but notice a pause on that third sheet. Oh, you got some stuff in there. Where do you get it?
Oh. Oof. Gabriel does kind of make those sounds and then he kind of speaks up. I've been in Iruvia for the past couple of years, from the Imperial City originally. So a lot of this stuff, private collectors, a couple of those, the more original ones, even came from some of the ruins out there. Just bits and ends here and there. One of those pieces, though, I am particularly proud of.
Oh, which one's that?
And it's at this point, he does pull out the third one. And he goes, this one. This one, I'm having it confirmed, just because, obviously, it seems like it might be something exceedingly special. And so, right now, it's one of those things. I would actually have to talk with the person that is... I don't want to say appraising it, because something like this would be priceless. But they're confirming authenticity.
Well, you can always put a price on things. Yeah, I've learned that. Tell you what, where are you getting it done? Getting it appraised and all.
And at this point, Gabriel kind of looks at a watch and he goes, I was actually waiting for her to stop by and join me for lunch. She was going to come by with her evaluation of it. And he kind of taps his foot. Not showing super impatience, but like the look of, should be here soon.
Oh. I'm that fortunate. And he turns and he goes, hey, son, another chair here. Gets one of the servers, and despite his obnoxious attitude, a chair is brought over. He's like, I don't mind if I join you two. Yeah, this is it's personal. Call it personal interest.
No, perfectly fine. Go right ahead. And and I would say I'm just waiting essentially for Lottie to show up here now.
So, Lottie, or who are you for the moment?
I took the identity of Emily Grump. A curator from a museum who has been asked to authentify what Mr. McGee has brought back from Arabia.
Great stuff. Yeah, you make your way in. Have you been to the Golden Plum before?
No, too expensive for me.
Oh. So, making your way in, another question, sorry. Has Lottie been to the Golden Plum?
No, but she has heard from it from her grandmother who used to talk to her about lunches and dinner.
So going in, everything is this. You see everything is on a lowered level. There's this very, very masterfully created gilded staircase that leads down into the main restaurant, and you see down there McGee, who is sat with a figure who's now just kind of leaning on the table and just toying with a fork. As you make your way across, and there is a seat ready for you.
Okay, I hope I wasn't late for our meeting.
Not at all, Miss Grump. Please have a seat.
Yeah. So you're the one with the eyes for a good deal.
Oh, excuse me. Is this gentleman with you?
Asher Throb. Pleasure's all mine.
It's a pleasure as well.
He might be Gabriel kind of moves the chair out for the Miss Grump, as it were. And he kind of nonchalantly says, this fine gentleman happened to see some of the technical documents and is a private collector of sorts. And obviously, this particular piece, not, an eye for fine detail as he seems to be. He, of course, identified this piece as a piece of interest, so obviously he's somewhat interested to hear what you have to say about it.
Very well, I see. I hope you will not be disappointed. And I take some fake file from a little bag and start ruffle through it. So, Mr. Mackey, can you tell me a bit more about the place where you found this weapon?
Well, this particular one was actually in another private collector's collection, I guess you would say. I, of course, immediately thought of what it might be, and quite frankly, he probably took me for every bit of coin I had, which is part of the reasons why I am back, is I barely had enough for the boat ride back after purchasing. So, I obviously wanted to make sure, everything was on the up and up.
Well, if I can tell, if it's definitely very, very old, very antique, if you allow me to say. And I'm going to Lottie is going to talk about maybe the what's the word? Armory. Have the word for that. What on pieces of on stuff, the thingy who says it belongs to that family.
Oh, hallmark. The hallmark.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
No,
don't worry. It's...
And act like she's just a little bit skeptical and continue to ask question to Maggie so he can comfort that where he found it, what the previous owner was doing with it, and this kind of stuff.
I'm going to say at this point, if you want, you can do a group action. So you both roll the same roll. You decide who's leading, and for every failed roll, you take one stress, but you take the highest result between you.
I would say we're kind of... Give me one moment here. I feel like we're kind of consorting with each other here, back and forth.
Okay. So you could both roll consort.
Right.
You're selling the illusion.
And I would probably lead this one.
Okay.
Yes.
I've got three die. No, I'm not gathering information, so I've got 2 die.
Yeah. So you both roll consorts.
Okay, yeah.
No stress and a success. As he sort of sits back and actually for the first time ever, he's actually being quiet and listening and just nodding, but you can see he's working something out.
Well, this is all, Gabriel, as we kind of finish up here, Gabriel kind of goes, well, that's all quite, honestly, it's exciting news, Miss Grump. when could I go pick it up, so to speak? Or, because I realize you didn't bring it with you.
Oh, I think it might be possible tomorrow night. We're wrapping up the last exams on it, and it's obviously a very, very old and important artifact, so it might take a little bit paperwork to get that back to you, to be sure it isn't stolen during the transportation.
Of course. Gabriel kind of, nods as he, takes this in. Stalling because I need Jack. I need him back.
He was so excited about the deal, he had to join himself.
He had to go and actually sit down and join the deal.
Oh no.
It was too good to uphold.
Okay. So at this point, Mr. McGee here is going to turn to Throp. You've been quiet. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, it sounds interesting. But still trying to maintain that veneer of somewhat indifference. You're selling it. You got a buyer?
I do not have a buyer. That, as stated, that's part of the reason why I came back, is that that particular purchase broke my bank, so to speak. So.
Yeah, not bad. Well, let me have a look at it. Might be able to, well, like I say, you can call me interested.
All right. Well, as Miss Grump there said, I do have to fill out some paperwork. So while I'm doing that, I will. You can go ahead and he kind of gestures over to Miss Grump. Would it be all right if Mr. Strop here is the one that does the pickup, and I just fill out the paperwork? Assuming that he does decide to go ahead and purchase this item. Obviously, if not, you can get a hold of me and I will just come and pick it up. No harm, no foul.
See how it could be a problem. I mean, if it's your business with this gentleman, it certainly can be arranged.
Yeah.
I would say, just make me a check there.
Which one?
Either of you.
What are we exactly making a check for?
It's mainly to see, basically to gauge his reaction. It's basically sort of seeing what, but yeah, it's the final bit of this initial sell.
All right. I can roll steady. I don't have a great pool, but I don't have the worst pool either. I've got 2.
I've got only 1. Go for it.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm going up another 2 stress. I'm pushing. Like,
Go for it.
It's just one of those things. I'm looking at 2 dying and going.
Okay, success. Well, yeah. Where do I find you? I'll come to you. Don't worry about it.
That would be for.
Like these sort of looking at the two of you. Yeah, where do you want to set up a?
Wherever the wonderful Hestia has set up for us.
Do we have a fake museum?
Museum, unlikely.
Let's just a giant paper wall with paints on it.
I mean, I'm gonna have to make a lot more weapons if we're setting up a museum.
You could obviously set up a private office, or you could try and negotiate use of a museum archive room.
Yeah, personally, this would definitely. I feel like this would either be a very maybe off-site place, honestly, because if you're dealing with something of that nature, well, yes, you obviously want it to have the office to have certain things in it, like climate control, stuff like that. But like, I don't think you would want to take that directly to the museum in of itself at first. Because if it turns out to be a fake, then you've just used the museum's resources. So this would probably be like, ideally, like, in the real world, somebody contracted this organization to do the investigation first before, actually really going ham on stuff.
So, as an outside location, we will jump over to Hestia and Sparks as Gabriel arrives back and informs you need some kind of building. At this point, I will essentially... The two locations are going to be either Charter Hall or Brightstone. Brightstone obviously has the prestige, but given that your money has been dwindling and going through the ruse of eating at the Golden Plum was not a cheap experience, the only way is going to be negotiating and probably cutting in whoever does own this building on the final deal. So,
could I speak with my Petra, the city clerk, and see if she knows about any houses on the market looking to be shown in that particular area?
Yeah, maybe a check. Great call.
This sounds like consort, maybe?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna push myself, taking 2 stress.
Oh, success with the conflict. Okay. So the there are a couple of locations, both of them in Charter Hall, towards the east of the district, so leading it into I want to say Coleridge, but my geography on this is awful, so bear with me. Leading into Crowsfoot and Char Hollow, so it's southeast of the district. Not the nicest part of the region, but it still has the Charter Hall postcode.
It'll do.
It's definitely a fixer-upper. It'll be fine. I'll put some.
We're going a lot of fixer-upper places.
Welcome to Dusk. Having a look at the building itself, there is a to let sign out the front. Obviously, the first thing you do on arriving is taking that down. You've got this place for about 6 hours. Going in, it was at one point evidently a gallery of some description. There's those walls that are actually not load bearing and not supporting anything, but likely the kind of thing that you would be hanging paintings on at one time. They are now completely empty. And what do you want to do?
I would like to take not cardboard, but shipping crates small plinth size shipping crates and place nice, like white sheets that are now gray, but over these boxes to create some sort of multiple plinth to set fine objects on.
Absolutely,
Well,
and
it looks like we're renovating.
Sparks, what do you want to do? Sell the illusion.
Oh god. I will at this point just pull out all sorts of weird contraptions that may work, may not work, but they look good enough that they would totally sell as an antique.
Both of you, I was going to say both of you, not as it's not a group action, but both of you can make a roll, or you can do it as a group action if you like.
I'm just thinking,
Are we
what sort of
rolling
roll this
Tinker?
would be. Would it be Tinker?
Tinker would work, yeah. You're fixing stuff up.
Yeah.
At the same time, sway to create an illusion with the or finesse.
I could do Tinker for
I'm fine with Tinker.
contraption. With the whole contraptions getting laid out to make it look like.
I hang sea glass from fishing lines in a corner to give a immersive experience.
So. Oh, okay. So yeah, if you're so you're rolling separately, because there's a consort and a. Or are you doing teamwork?
Oh, teamwork.
Okay, so you need to both roll Tinker or consort.
All right, here we go.
I thought we were doing Tinker, so I rolled Tinker.
Oh. It's so who? Sorry, who was leading?
I guess me. I'm just laying out all my weird contraptions and hope they look good enough.
You do need to take 2 stress. And would you like to resist the consequences? Because when he arrives, he is going to get suspicious.
Yes, I am definitely going to try and resist that.
Okay, so in that case, you roll everything in the right-hand column of Insight.
Okay. Wow.
And you don't take any stress. He's still going to be somewhat suspicious, but not as suspicious as he would have been. As literally the last chime of the hourly bell goes out, and he opens and makes his way in, and you go through something of a ruse of trying to keep these things concealed. Evidently, they're not for general viewing. And both of you look towards this figure with the slicked back black hair and a suit which is very, very well made, but not for somebody of his size. He's likely been told that's the fashion, but hasn't done it properly. He's not what I was expecting. It's a bit more. Something a bit more show, you know? Where is it?
Hello! I reach my hand out. I'm wearing my mother's Sunday best. And I say, Lilith King, how are you doing? We're so excited to meet you.
Yeah. Well, Ashethrop, yeah. Go on then.
Oh, of course. I never forget a name.
And he looks over towards Sparks. Are you there, or are you disappearing?
Sure, I'll be there. Yeah. I'm just gonna say Finn Turner and stick my hand out for a shake.
He shakes your hand. It's this very kind of brisk, shoulder dislocating jerk of like, yeah. So go on then. Where is it? You You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Me? I just bring out this case, like just a case, and lay it on the table. Like a very long case. It's very what would it be made of? Like wood, a very fine wooden case, and flick it open and turn it around.
And what does he see? Bearing in mind you've already done your...
Yeah, I already wrote like a whole couple. So it's this again, it's like a fine Iruvian rifle, but it's got a very fine like gold shine to it. It's got a scope that like extends in and out with like a flick on it, so you could like obviously choose your range. It looks very just like what you'd see in a regular rifle. It looks perfectly normal.
He looks at it. He kind of he's like, oh, am I allowed to touch that?
Not without gloves.
Oh yeah, you need
Very
the gloves.
important.
Yeah.
You have to have the gloves. Did you bring your own, or would you like some of ours?
Oh, yeah, I'll take yours. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, of course, gloves.
I pull ones from my back pocket and not gravely, seriously, look into his eyes as I place them into his hand. You're gonna like this. You're gonna like this a lot. Trust me.
Starts pulling the gloves on, and it's sort of like, oh, dare say I will, when he kind of runs his hands over the metalwork and the wooden stock, and he's... Well, where's the other one then? I'm going to say make me a check here as well. Actually, it's more depending on the result. I'd say control position.
Is this on us?
Yeah, either one of you. It'd probably be a consort or a sway or something like that. Just to...
I can do that.
I'm just the maker. I'm not. I'm just the maker.
Could I have a devil's bargain, mayhaps?
Oh, okay. You can do it with another. You can take another die. But it will increase his suspicion, as he's been told that this is old and it's been very well maintained. At the moment, he's kind of caught up in it. It's
yeah, I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that devil's bargain. Who am I? Who am I to not take one?
Everyone will take one at some point.
All right, moment of truth.
Oh, nice. Success with a complication. Yeah, he yeah. Just how old is it? Where's the other lady who was doing all the appraisal?
Oh, Miss Crump. She is currently looking at some of our other Iruvian masterpieces. So she won't be here tonight, but I assure you, these are fantastic. Can't you? A man of your grace would see a beautiful masterpiece from the past. Surely.
Handled with care.
Yeah. Tell you what. How about we make ourselves a deal? I've got some friends I know. I know some people. You say you got robbed. Give it to me. You keep the cash. Surely the big man's got insurance. your claims on that. Not everyone's a winner.
Wait, so is this guy... Sorry, Storyteller.
Yes.
Is this guy trying to do an under-the-table deal?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say at this point, I pull a little tiny thing out my bag and attach it to my ear. And I'm gonna try to do it as discreet as possible so it's not noticeable. I'm just gonna attach it to my ear. That's all I'm gonna do at the moment.
Okay. I will say again, controlled position, but make me a check there. It'd probably be prowl or finesse or something like that.
Yeah, I'll do a finesse.
Can I set him up for this with that last exchange?
Yeah, for sure. The attention's on you, so yes, you can do that at a +1 as well.
Okay, can I also push myself?
Yep. So you take 2 stress,
well.
and
Everyone
yeah,
else
you
is doing it.
take 2 stress and another die, so you've got +2 on that.
Okay. Bonus dice +2.
Oh, very yeah. You make a ruse of the hair that's constantly falling over your eyes, of brushing that back, and you kind of very succinctly and palming the device, put it in your ear, and sort of turn away so that your head is now in profile to the way he's looking. So go on then. What's the deal?
Sorry, I'm still taken aback that this is happening. Me personally. Or Lottie and her... Not Lottie. I myself, Hestia.
Oh, that was close. She almost slipped up. We gotta keep the ruse going.
Yeah. Between us even. I am so sorry. I completely lost my train of thought. Surely you're not suggesting that insurance fraud? Seriously? This is a joke, of course, right?
I mean, look, he looks out the window and points out. He goes, right there. That's Crow's Foot. You know what goes on there? Everything. Bunch of thieves come up from Crow's Foot, rob his place.
Okay.
But we do this. You two keep the money. You split it yourself. You give me a good deal.
So
I could do something, but
I don't feel like this doesn't remove the jinx for Brolin to me. He's getting away with a fraud, but he's not being swindled in the way that I want him to be swindled.
I think the rifle has another surprise. The smile tells me, yeah.
No. What are you talking? No. Has he tried to do anything with it yet? By any
He
chance?
hasn't taken it out of the case. He's only touched it. So
He's only right. Okay, that's good.
yeah. And
So
it's like disassembled the way and everything has its little spot in the case. So it hasn't even assembled it.
That's good then. Okay, that's good to hear.
I look back at Frank and I say, I think we could have a robbery. Yes, we've been robbed more than once. What's one more time?
A robbery. He wants them to come in and rob the gun, and presuming and then pay us.
No. He's just going to take it, and you just say that you were robbed. But he gives you cash.
I'm gonna tell him. Why don't you try it first? Give it a little test run, should we say?
All right. He goes over to the case and very, very kind of carefully, still wearing the gloves, assembles it. Slotting the pieces together, tightening the screws, checks the sights.
Okay.
And then while it's unloaded, kind of pulls the trigger and it clicks, and it's the...
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna. I'm going to try and speak to him in his head. I'm gonna say, "Now try it live," but without saying anything. I'm gonna tell him in his head. Try it live. Almost like a spirit's trying to egg him on. With my little device.
Make me a check.
Okay, I'm gonna use Tinker because it is gonna be my thing doing the work.
Ooh. Yeah. Usually it would be a consort or a sway or something like that because even though the device is doing it, it's still.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I could do a. I'll do a consort, but I may have to push myself again. If that's possible. I don't know if you can push yourself twice.
Yeah. You could. But as long as you've got 2 stress, you can always push yourself.
Yeah, I'll push myself and I'll do a consort.
Yeah.
This one. Oh no.
There is as your voice carries and your being goes into the ghost field, you are aware of something behind you, this very, very definite presence. And would you like to resist for what will be a level 2 harm of harrowed?
Yep.
Okay, that will do. So you again now roll everything you've got in that left-hand column of resolve.
Yeah, I've got nothing, so.
Oh, so you roll 2 and take the lowest.
Yeah. We'll see. Oh,
2
it's a
stress.
4. Okay.
2 stress, not bad. So you take 2 stress, but you still take a level 1 harm of rattled, as these voices begin to whisper. This, oh, no, follow. We see you.
My eyes widen and I just say, well then.
He sort of stands there with the rifle in hand, now assembled, and doesn't obviously go to do it live, but it looks across at the both of you. Yeah, so what is it? We got a deal?
I suppose we do.
Well, what say you to 8 coin then?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
8 coin. Can do 8 coin right now. Come on, it's worth 10 times that. You keep all of this. Otherwise, who's it going to? What's he going to spend it on? Lunch? Oh.
I feel like we could get more for that, but...
Yeah, but you keep all of this. You split it 4. That's 4 coin each. I get the deal of a lifetime. I get this. Pride of the collection. Okay, make me a check.
Is this command or...
Come on, that certainly works, yeah.
Oof. Alright, I'm gonna push myself.
Oh, nice.
Hey, that's not bad.
He's 6 coin each, 12 coin. Oh, I have to go and sort something out. Give me a few. Go and see a couple of my friends and get some more. He's going to be gone for about 15 minutes before he comes back with the remainder. Places the rifle back down, at which point disassemble it, put it back into the case. Now, before he comes back, do you have a plan for you?
Does he assemble it first?
He disassembles it, and he puts it down. You disassemble it while he's gone and put it back in the case. Do you have a plan to get out, Wold?
I want to quickly load it and then get out. Like put a bullet in it and then run. Without hopefully not noticing.
He gets back and he's like, seeing that that who he believes to be Finn has now left. And he's, well, it looks like your friend gone.
Oh, he's just getting a purchaser gift, a bottle of wine, maybe.
Yeah. Well,
And I would like to do a flashback here.
yes, absolutely.
Can I have prepared some sort of wine with like slumber wine?
Slumber essence, yeah.
Yeah, I know one of you guys has it.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, you can take.
yeah, so there you go. I'm stealing Gabriel's slumber essence and really filling that bottle up. It's mostly slumber essence and sugar because he loves sweet. So
So returning with this bottle of pre-prepared wine, he said, well, it's very kind of you. And he passes over a very, very old-looking canvas bag. It's got a few bits and pieces in there, not all in cash. Some of it's objects, things of interest. Might need to get it brokered and all. You know what I mean?
okay, I don't necessarily want to be conspicuous in looking at the bag. I would like to properly feel the contents in the bag, much like I did with Frank Weber's, but
Yeah.
and then make sure that he drinks deep. I also have wine glasses.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say maybe a check on that one.
That sounds like finesse.
Or to have a drink, you could always do sway or consort again. But you could also finesse it to sort of just hand him a glass.
Yeah, I think this is more of making sure the contents are correct while he does a snooze.
Okay, yeah.
At some point, I'll figure out how to use Roll20.
Oh,
That's my second crit, you guys!
amazing. That is fantastic. And yes, it's all there. So about 2 coin of it is made up of watches, and there's some various bits and pieces that in there that are particularly noteworthy. There's at least 2 coin of it is just in a silver picture frame, just a sort of small A5 type size. But yeah, all present and correct. The rest is bound up. Lots of notes. As he takes a sip of wine and kind of. Sorry, it's gone right to my head. I mean, you're supposed to talk. Didn't hear you.
The site of the sale is... Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. The site of a sale is intoxicating. Let's have one more glass, you and I. and I do the 2 shots infomercial, just a little bit, and I feel it pretty full, a little less in my wine glass, and cheers to Iruvia.
He does a full on. Oh, it's been a pleasure, and he picks up the case and makes it just before the door before he goes off, and slides down one of those supporting walls that would have had paintings on it, and it's been a pleasure. No.
Okay, for my last act, I want it to seem like he is in the process of robbing someplace. Maybe this place?
Do you want to call the blue coats?
Oh. I need a Gabriel. I don't want to not call the blue coats, and that's a problem.
I was going to say, if you do that, that will literally be the final action, all bar one of the score.
Are we okay with that, team?
It's a great get out.
Yep.
Alright. I tear my stockings a little bit and run screaming from the building, saying, "Help! Help! I'm being robbed."
Slipping out and going the opposite way, Sparks makes his way just back across the district, sort of just stopping at the end of the street and just watching.
I want to see what the rifle does, so I'm just sitting there waiting.
As 2 blue coats run around the corner, each of them like struggling to keep their footing as 2 absolutely vicious-looking Doberman dogs like, pull them along, both on choke leads. Those leads are doing nothing. As they're kind of outside, you see one of them kind of ready up, button at the ready, and kicks the door open, and there is a sort of clattering from it. You hear clattering emerging from inside, as you see Thrupp himself kind of throw himself out the front window. And like hastily assembling the rifle in the street, levels it. And what happens when he takes a shot?
So as soon as he pulls that trigger, it fires backwards. It backfires. Like the whole thing basically blows up in his hands, and shrapnel. As soon as he pulls that trigger, with a live round.
This gun literally, explodes in his hands. He stumbles backwards. The last thing you see before 10 minutes later, he is hoisted out of a canal, looking very cut up, very wet, and he's got several hagfish bites on him as well. And he's sort of looking around, just, I'll come quietly, officers.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Blades in the Dark, What Happens in the Dusk, part of the Domain Gaming, written and told by Wyverian and Livespark. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, remember the first rule of a con. Offer them everything for nothing, and give them nothing for everything.